Summer in Western Kansas, and that only means one thing. The Hayes Larks are playing some baseball, as tonight the Larks will begin their 79th season on the road in a non-league matchup against the Dodge City A's at Cavalier Field on the road. And we welcome you into the pregame show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hank Corsair, and tonight the Larks will play their first game of the season, and expectations are through the roof this year. Coming off of their first NBC World Series title, returning a lot of young players and bringing in some new guys as well. Should be an exciting season. And the Larks will be tested tonight as they will go up against the Dodge City A's team that, even though they were near the bottom of the RMBL standings last season, they went 2-2 against the Larks last season, and this team already has 3 games of experience under their belts. And with 2 wins against the Great Bend Batcats and a loss on the road last night against Liberal. And the Larks only have 16 active players on their roster tonight, but it should be an exciting contest tonight as the Larks get set for their 79th season and look for a win. And we'll have the game in about 10 minutes when we come back. Dodge City takes the field, and we are about set to get underway here at Cavalier Field, the home of the Dodge City Conquistadors. But tonight is the home of the Dodge City A's taking on your Hayes Larks. As leading off will be number 1 C.J. Reed, the sophomore out of Hutchinson Community College. As the pitch is on the way, it'll be a little bit outside, and it'll be called ball 1. First pitch comes at 6:59 p.m. 69 degrees here currently in Dodge City, a little bit cloudy, and 10-mile-per-hour winds at first pitch. As C.J. Reed up to the plate taking on Jace Gifford. And he'll chop this one foul towards the Larks dugout. If you follow Hayes High baseball, that's a familiar name on the mound. Jace Gifford was a second-team All-WAC selection this year as a junior at Dodge City High School, taking on the Hutchinson Community College sophomore C.J. Reed. This one will go down the middle, goes right back to the pitcher. He loses control of it. Reed trying to outrun it as the second baseman comes up, and the play is not in time. That's a hit. Reed had a .441 on-base percentage last season, and he gets the first hit of the season for your Hayes Larks. And that'll bring up number 2, Trent Baker, playing center field tonight. Had 33 hits last season, and spent this last season with the Lamar Cardinals out of the Southland Conference. C.J. Reed is on first base. And the pitch on the way. This one a line drive between the gap, and this one will get down as the right fielder Coleman runs up on it. Both players will advance a base. Great start to the season for the Hayes Larks bats. And now that'll bring up the first player in the order that is a newcomer. That is number 26, Dylan LaRue. And we'll take a look real quickly at the defensive alignment for Dodge City. In left field will be number 16, Isaiah Velasco. In center field is number 15, Jacoby Radcliffe. Right fielder is number 24, Blake Coleman. And we'll get you the infield in a second after this first pitch to Dylan LaRue. Gifford delivers. This one will go inside, and LaRue will watch it go by for ball 1. At third base for Dodge City tonight will be Ethan Kang. At the shortstop position is Edward Gregory. Second baseman is Kane Carlos. And at first base is number 22, Cade Colbreth. And the catcher is number 4, Dominic Roberts. 1-0 pitch on the way. This one a chopper. Baker will stop it and let it go by, and the second baseman looks at second base and then throws it to first base for out number 1. So both of the Larks runners will be in scoring position, and that will bring up the cleanup batter in the order, number 8, Lane Sparks. Both runners will take some steps off the bag, and the pitch on the way will be outside for ball 1. With 1 out, the count is 1-0 to Lane Sparks. This one will be outside, and it'll be called ball 2. Lane Sparks, a sophomore out of Wharton State Community College, and resides from Brenham, Texas. Pitch on the way from the right-hander, Gifford, is down the middle for strike 1. Sparks played at Houston Christian last season and played in 54 games this year for Wharton State. Count is now 3-1 to the sophomore. The runner at third is Reed. The runner at second is Baker. Pitch on the way will be on the outside, and there is a walk for Lane Sparks. So base is loaded now for the Larks, and that'll bring up number 5, Jackson Babcock, the first baseman out of Colorado School of Mines. And it was a young team for the Ore Diggers this season, but Babcock as a freshman was one of their key players this year. Had a .374 average and had 68 hits on the year. And he'll take a swing at this one. It goes to the shortstop, and will be a throw to second and over to first for out number 3. A double play will end the inning as the Larks get 3 on, C.J. Reed, Trent Baker, and Lane Sparks. But they will all be left stranded off of the double play. And we'll see what the Larks pitching can do when we come back. We welcome you back to Cavalier Field here in Dodge City, Kansas, as Jacoby Radcliffe will lead things off for the Dodge City A's, going up against the only player on the Larks roster that is coming out of high school, and it'll start off with a bunt. As Braxton Buer runs up on it, he'll make the throw down to first base, and it'll be called out number 1. It was a close call on the throw there to Jackson Babcock at first base, but the Larks get their first out of the season, and that will bring up the shortstop for the A's, Edward Gregory Jr. And we'll give you a quick look at the Larks' defensive alignment.
Now batting shortstop, number 6, Edward Gregory Jr.
In the outfield from left to right will be Dylan LaRue, Trent Baker, and Lane Sparks. At the third baseman position will be number 15, Thomas Lissy. Tabor Stokes is at shortstop, C.J. Reed at second base. And at first base is Jackson Babcock, and the catcher tonight is number 21, Lorenzo Rios. Count is 0-1 to Edward Gregory Jr. Buer delivers the pitch, and it's down the middle for strike 1. Or correction, that is strike 2. Pitch on the way. This one will be fouled off, and the count stays 0-2. On deck for Dodge City is number 22, Cade Colbreth, and in the hole is Blake Coleman. As they're trying to get a runner on against Braxton Buer, who is, like I said, the only player for the Larks this season coming out of high school. He announced his commitment to Pima Community College on December 2nd, 2024. And had a really good senior season at Verrado High School, as this one will be hit over to the third base side. Lissy picks it up, makes the throw down across field, and he dropped it, and it will be called safe. So that'll be a first base error, and the first runner on is Edward Gregory Jr., and that'll bring up number 22, Cade Colbreth, in the 3 spot for Dodge City. Out of Tallahassee State, and resides from Graceville, Florida. Batting in the left-handed batter's box against the left-handed pitcher, Buer. This one will be a little bit on the outside, but it'll be called strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch on the way will be outside for ball 1 for Buer against Colbreth. Buer had a 6-3 record this last season at Verrado High School, and this one will be fouled off. Count will move to 1-2.
Hey fans, all foul balls are the property of the Dodge City A's. Please go collect them and get them to the concession stand and get yourself $1.
Buer looking for the strikeout right here with 1 down. Had 90 strikeouts in his senior season at Verrado. And this will be a swing and a miss, the throw down to the steal. And he will get in safely. Edward Gregory Jr. advances base, but there's a strikeout to Cade Colbreth. And that'll bring up Blake Coleman.
Now, late right fielder, number 24, Blake Coleman.
Blake Coleman leads the A's in hits with 3 through their first 3 games this season. Batting in the 4 spot tonight. Pitch on the way from Buer, and it'll be another steal, and it'll be a throw down to Lissy at third base, and it'll be called safe once again. With 2 down, Dodge City has a player at third base looking to try and score and get the early lead. They've scored 25 runs through their first 3 games this season, and it's led to a 2-1 start. Buer delivers the pitch, and the curveball gets in there for strike 1. Buer will deliver the second pitch, and it's a reach there by Coleman. And Lissy will run up on it, and it'll be a throw out away from Babcock, and that'll be another score, and that'll be another hit for the A's, and they'll also bring home Edward Gregory Jr.
Now at the plate for the A's.
So it's still two down, and now we go to the 5th batter in the lineup for Dodge City. It's the left fielder, number 16, Isaiah Velasco, out of Post University. Was a second-team All-CACC selection. Resides from Post University, but played at Cal Berkeley. First one will be called ball 1. Blake Coleman will inch off the base, and this will be a hit, and it'll get past C.J. Reed. Center fielder Baker will run up on it, and that's another base hit for Dodge City. Two runners on as the Larks are trying to retire the side. There's two down. Now up is number 19, Kane Carlos. A freshman infielder from East Arizona College, but is originally from Iwa Beach, Hawaii. Buer takes a look back at second base. Pitch on the way. Will be fouled off for strike one. Again, Buer taking another look back, trying to watch the runner. He'll get this one in there, and the count moves to 0-2. Dodge City's already stolen 2 bases tonight. Those are both from Edward Gregory. Coming into tonight's game, they had 14 through their first 3 games. As Buer watches, he'll kick and deal. And this will be a hit over to Thomas Lissy at third base. He will try to make it down to third to beat the runner, and they will call him safe. Very close call. Lissy believed he got there in time, but that will leave the bases loaded for the A's.
Up next for the A's.
As Kane Carlos reaches on a fielder's choice at first base, Isaiah Velasco advances to second. That will bring up the designated hitter in the lineup for Dodge City, Ryan Buckley. Played at Lake Erie College this season, and he'll swing and miss at the first pitch. Buckley has a .250 average and 4 at-bats this season, and he'll swing this one. It'll go over to Jackson Babcock. He'll field it at first base. We'll wave off the pitcher, and we'll tag out, and we'll get the last out. But the A's do put up a run on the board, and we'll see how the Larks respond when we come back. Dodge City A's score 1 run on 2 hits and leave 3 runners stranded as we go to the top of the second inning. And leading it off for the 6-7-8 order for the Larks is the shortstop, number 6, Tabor Stokes. As the first pitch on the way will go over Stokes' head, and it'll be called ball 1. Stokes, another sophomore on this Larks team from Hutchinson Community College. Played in 60 games both this year and last year when he was at Butler. He'll foul this one back, and the count will go to 1-1. Going down the order, he's the 3rd Lark that is a returner. They have 4, and in the on-deck circle is that final one. It's Thomas Lissy. We'll see if Stokes can get on right here and give Lissy an opportunity to bring some runs home, but they'll call this one strike 2. And the pitch on the way. Stokes will take a swing at this one. The third baseman runs up on it, makes the throw to Colbreth, and there's out number 1. So with one down, that'll bring up number 15, Thomas Lissy, the third baseman out of Incarnate Word.
Sorry. Now at the plate, third baseman, number 15.
Was the Larks leader in batting average last season in the regular season at 404. Batting in the left-handed side. Pitch on the way from Gifford. Will be outside for ball one. Last two batters in the Larks order are up next. Lorenzo Rios is on deck, and in the hole is Nick Gray. And the pitch on the way. This one will be a chopper to the second base side. Carlos will field this one and give a throw down to first base for out number 2. Two outs down, and now up is one of the new faces for the Larks this year. It's number 21, Lorenzo Rios, junior from Rice. Played in 17 games this year with the Owls. Batting another Lark batting in the left-handed batter's box, and he'll bunt this one. As Gifford fields this one, he'll make the throw down to first base. It goes over the first baseman's head, and the first base coach signals for Rios to go to second, and he should get there in plenty of time, and he will. So on his first pitch as a Lark, Rios decides to bunt it, and thanks to an error, will advance to the second base.
Now at the plate for the Larks, DH number 14, Nick Gray.
And that'll bring up the final batter in the order, number 14, Nick Gray, playing as the designated hitter tonight. Is listed on the Larks roster as a right-handed pitcher. But the junior from Angelo State is batting the designated hitter position tonight. Count starts off 1-0. For the folks here in Dodge City, this guy might be familiar. He played for the Conquistadors last season, played in 12 games, had a 1-1 record as a pitcher, and then transferred to Angelo State where he redshirted with a team that was able to make it to the Division II Super Regionals. 2-0 is the count to Nick Gray. Gifford gets set, and the pitch on the way will go right down the middle for strike one. And he'll take a swing at this one on a 2-1 count. It'll get past the shortstop, and they'll just signal for Lorenzo Rios to stop at third base. And the Larks got a runner in scoring position as they return to the top of the order. And that'll bring up the second baseman, C.J. Reed, who singled on a 1-0 count in the first inning as the leadoff batter. And we'll get all the way to third base. We'll see if he can drive some runners home. Had 7 RBIs last season. Left-handed batter against a right-handed pitcher. Gifford delivers the pitch, and this one will be hit high in the air into the gap between left and center field. Radcliffe will chase this one down, and there's out number 3. So the Larks once again get runners into scoring position, but those guys will be left stranded. And we go to the bottom of the second inning with Dodge City still in front, 1-0. Braxton Buer back to the mound as he will face off against the 8-9-1 batters for Dodge City. And first pitch goes wide for ball 1 to the catcher, number 4, Dominic Roberts. Another player from Dodge City out of Lake Erie College at the Division II level. Count moves to 2-0. He's a second-team All-GMAC academic selection. Appeared in 7 games last season with Lake Erie. And played in 10 games in his freshman season. Count moves to 3-0. In the on-deck circle is Ethan Kang, and in the hole at the top of the order is number 15, Jacoby Radcliffe. This one will be down low, and 4 balls will walk Dominic Roberts. So Dodge gets a leadoff runner on, and now up is Ethan Kang. Has a run, a hit, and 2 RBIs so far this season, and 8 at-bats with the A's. Spent this season at Colorado Christian. And there is strike 1. Roberts will go off the base a little bit. And the pitch on the way. Curves in there for strike 2. And this one will be fouled off. Count will stay 0-2 as Kang tries to fight back. Like we said, he played at Colorado Christian this year, but spent 2 years with Los Angeles Harbor College before that. As he's faced with the 0-2 count, Buer delivers the pitch. This one will be a line drive, dropping into the gap between left and center field. Trent Baker will be the one that runs up and chases it down, bobbles it a little bit, but will throw it in, and runners are at first and second for the A's. So for the first time tonight, Dodge City will go back to the top of their order with Jacoby Radcliffe, the center fielder. Had the ground out to Braxton Buer to start the game, and he would just throw it down to Jackson Babcock for the first out of the game. Has a runner in scoring position. No outs. Buer once again looks back, delivers. This one's a high fly ball into left field. Dylan LaRue running after it into foul territory, makes a diving effort, but is unable to get there. It was a good effort there by Dylan LaRue, just couldn't quite chase it down into foul territory. And the count will stay, or will go to 0-1. Radcliffe, one of a few D1 players for this Dodge City team, resides from Southern University in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And it's from Chicago, Illinois. This one will be a bunt, and running up on it is Thomas Lissy. He'll look back at third base, and Jacoby Radcliffe will get to first base safely. So with no outs, the bases are loaded for the A's, and now up will be the shortstop, Edward Gregory Jr., who was the first and only run to score for Dodge City. And we're already going to get a mound meeting with Keith Harper coming out just to have a discussion. The Larks do not have anybody in the bullpen so far, so we'll step aside for a moment as they talk things over. So after the meeting with Keith Harper, Braxton Buer will stay on the mound and will face off against Edward Gregory Jr., like we said, the first runner to score for Dodge City. As the bases loaded, and Buer delivers the first pitch of the at-bat. Catches the inside, but will be called ball one. This one on the way, curves back in. Count moves to 2-0. Buer playing in his first game of NBC baseball. Had two years of varsity experience at Verrado High School in Buckeye, Arizona. Was one of their top players. This one will be fouled off. Count goes to 2-1. It was also one of the top pitchers in the state of Arizona. Had 90 strikeouts in his senior season, ranking him 10th in the state for that category. He's already put one away so far, and that's the guy who's on deck, Cade Colbreth. This one will go down the middle, and it'll be fouled off. Count goes to 2-2. Edward Gregory Jr. was faced with an 0-2 count in his first at-bat. Trying to bring some runners home with no outs. Buer delivers the pitch, and it is in there, strike three. Gregory watches it go by on a 2-2 count, and there's out number one. As that'll now bring up Cade Colbreth.
Now batting number 22, Cade Colbreth.
Freshman out of Tallahassee State. One of the top first basemen in the class of 2024, according to Florida Varsity Rivals. Left-hander facing off the left-handed pitcher Buer. Gets on the outside, but called strike one. See if the Larks can fight back here after getting the bases loaded early. And this one will get in there once again. Count goes to 0-2. And the pitch on the way from Buer. Caught on the outside, and it's in there. Back-to-back strikeouts for the freshman. Colbreth has been struck out twice tonight against Braxton Buer, and now they go to the cleanup batter with the bases loaded, Blake Coleman. Singled on an 0-1 count in the first inning. Was able to advance a runner. Buer delivers the first pitch of the at-bat. This one is fouled back and will hit the top of the netting. Count starts 0-1. The guy at second taking a big lead. Buer delivers the pitch. Caught on the outside as it's a swing and a miss for Coleman. Count goes to 0-2. Three strikeouts tonight. Count is 0-2. Buer delivers. This one's fouled back. Dodger got the bases loaded early with no outs. Now there's been two straight strikeouts, and the count is 0-2. Buer delivers the pitch. This one's a line drive into left field. Dylan LaRue will track under it, and he gets it for out number 3. So Dodge does get the bases loaded, but can't bring anybody home with 3 outs following after that. As we go to the top of the third with the A's in front, 1-0. As we go to the top of the third inning, it is the 2-3-4 batters up next for the Hayes Larks. Trent Baker will start off the inning, and right away he'll hit this one into left field, and running up on it is Velasco for out number 1. So 1 down as we start at the top of the third inning, and that'll bring up the left fielder Dylan LaRue. Batting in the left-handed batter's box. As the pitch on the way from Gifford, this one will be hit high in the air, deep into right field. As Coleman will track it down, and there is out number 2. Just went right to the right fielder. Just stood in place, and the ball came right to him. As there's 2 down, that brings up Lane Sparks. Another left-handed batter for the Larks. This one will go outside. Count is 1-0. Walked on a 3-1 count in the first inning, but that is all he would advance. And we're going to get time called as the ball rolls into the field. Looks like it might have came from the Larks bullpen on the first base side. There is no fencing on either of the bullpens. So that pitch will not count, and the count stays 1-0. First baseman playing back as the pitch is on the way. And there is ball number 2. On deck is Jackson Babcock. In the hole is Tabor Stokes. And this one will catch the outside once again. 3-0 count to the right fielder and the sophomore from Brenham, Texas. This one will catch the outside. First strike of the at-bat, and once again Sparks faced with a 3-1 count. Like we said, he walked in the first inning. This one will be popped up and will go out of play behind the Dodge City dugout. Count is now 3-2. Pitch on the way from Gifford. Will be just inside, and there is ball 4 as Lane Sparks will walk for the second time tonight.
Now batting number 5, Jackson Babcock.
So Jackson Babcock comes back to the plate. And the pitch on the way will be down low and called ball 1. Babcock playing first base tonight. As a freshman from Colorado School of Mines, had a great first year with the Ore Diggers, as we're going to get a steal here from Lane Sparks, and he will slide in safely. So Sparks advances to second base. Stealing bases was his specialty this year with the Pioneers at 38 stolen bases this season, giving him 43 on his overall college stats if you count his 5 from his freshman season at Houston Christian. Count advances to 3-0. Babcock playing close to the plate as Gifford delivers the pitch. This one down the middle for strike 1. Gifford, a high school junior from here in Dodge City, making his first start with the A's. It's a second-team all-WAC selection. As he's down the count 3-1, this one will go on the inside. There's ball 4, and the throw down to third base, but Lane Sparks gets there safely for his second stolen base of the night. Runners at third and first base, and we go now to the shortstop, Tabor Stokes. Put the ball in play on a 1-2 count in the set to start off the second inning. Played this last season at Hutchinson Community College as an infielder. And he swings and misses, and the count goes to 0-1. And in the on-deck circle is number 15, Thomas Lissy, and in the hole is Lorenzo Rios. Pitcher gets set and delivers. This one will be fouled back. Count goes to 0-2. Stokes played in 28 games last year with the Larks. Like we said, has already put the ball in play once tonight. Looking to get on base right here. This one down low on the outside. And they're going to call a balk as all runners will advance. That'll bring Lane Sparks home and advance Jackson Babcock to second. So in his first game as a Lark, Lane Sparks will be the first run of the season. Jackson Babcock is at second base. Count is 0-2 to Tabor Stokes. Gifford will call time. And the pitch on the way. Down low and outside. First ball of the at-bat to Tabor Stokes. Catcher showing that he wants it down the middle and low, and that is where he puts it as Tabor Stokes will fly this one out into center field. Running up on it is Radcliffe, and he will get it for out number 3. The Larks do score a run. Lane Sparks walks on a 3-2 count, steals a base, steals another, and Jackson Babcock will get all the way to second base, and a balk was what brought Sparks home. It is 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the third inning. To the bottom of the third we go. The score 1-1. As leading off for the inning is for Dodge City is Isaiah Velasco. Braxton Buer will stay on the mound. And he'll deliver the pitch. This one high into the air into center field, but Trent Baker will get under it and has to take a couple steps up and tracks it down for out number 1. So the leadoff batter is out. Now up is number 19, Kane Carlos. Was able to reach base on a fielder's choice in the first inning on an 0-2 count, but that is where he would stay after Dodge City left 3 on base in the first inning. Buer will deliver the first pitch of the at-bat. Tries to get it in on the outside, but it will be called ball 1. Second pitch of the at-bat. This one into a similar spot, but this one going to have a little bit more distance on it as Trent Baker will get underneath it after making a short run for it. There is out number 2. With 2 down, here is the designated hitter for Dodge City. It's number 10, Ryan Buckley. Redshirt sophomore out of Lake Erie College. And he'll take a swing at this one. It'll be hit into center field. Baker will stop as it takes a bounce in front of him. And there's a runner on for Dodge City in the third inning with 2 down. So with 2 down, 1 runner on, the A's will look for a rally as they bring up number 4, Dominic Roberts. Before we get into this at-bat, we're reading some of the live chat. We have viewers from Pennsylvania. We're happy to have you in here, and we encourage all fans to leave comments in the live chat. This is my first time broadcasting with the Hayes Larks. I really would love to read your comments to see what you guys want to see and how we can improve the streaming for the fans. This one misses. Count is 1-1 to Dominic Roberts. Runner at first base is Buckley. Buer delivers the pitch, and this one will take a bounce back. And on a pass ball, Buckley will get to second base, and the count goes to 2-1. Infielders playing back a little bit. Roberts walked on 4 straight balls in the second inning. Buer takes a look back and then delivers the pitch and misses down low. The count, and that will be a walk for Roberts. Runners at second and first now for Dodge City, and now up is the third baseman Ethan Kang.
Now batting, third baseman Ethan Kang.
Kang singled on an 0-2 count in the second inning. Dodge City had the bases loaded in the second inning, but would leave all runners stranded. In fact, in the first 2 innings, they've left 3 runners stranded in each. Count will start off 0-1 to the third baseman. Buer doing well so far in his technically first game of collegiate experience. Has recorded 3 strikeouts so far. As he'll deliver the pitch, this one on the outside will make the count 1-1. The guy at second is Buckley, taking a big lead off second base, and this one will be hit high back behind home plate. The count is now 1-2 with 2 outs. Buer trying to retire the side. Pitch on the way. Is high and outside. Count goes to 2-2. Infield still playing back a little bit if you look at first base and the second baseman. Pitch on the way from Buer. Hit high in the air. And this one going into foul territory. It'll be chased down by Jackson Babcock, and there is out number 3. The A's get 2 on through a single and a walk, but the Larks got 2 outs to start the inning, and ending it right there is Jackson Babcock as we go to the top of the 4th, tied at 1-1.
Game sponsor, which is Lewis Automotive Group. Research has shown. You gotta say that again. Research has shown.
We're a third of the way through the season opener, and the Larks will go to the bottom of their order, 7, 8, 9, and Thomas Lissy will start the fourth inning with Lorenzo Rios on deck and Nick Gray in the hole. First pitch will be on the outside, and it's 1-0 count to the third baseman from Incarnate Word. Lissy, one of the returners for the Larks this year. Just wrapped up his first season at Incarnate Word after playing 2 seasons with the Houston Cougars. And the count is now 2-0. Pitch on the way from Gifford. Down low, and the count goes to 3-0. Again, this is Gifford's first start of the season, the junior from Dodge City High School. And this one will be outside, 4 straight balls, and that'll be a walk for Thomas Lissy. And with nobody out at first base will be Thomas Lissy, and now up is number 21, Lorenzo Rios. We were talking about Thomas Lissy playing at Houston. Here is another American Athletic Conference player. Lorenzo Rios played at Rice, the third school he's played for after spending time at both Presbyterian and Northwestern before transferring to Rice. And he'll take a hard swing at this one, and the second baseman will reach up and will make the catch for out number 1. It was a good hit there, but second baseman was able to jump up and make the play. There is out number 1, and now up is the designated hitter, Nick Gray. Looking at the comments in the live chat once again, saying we should get Ace to fix the camera. He is actually not part of our team this year, and we're just having to deal with a little bit of wind with the netting. Count is 1-0 to the Angelo State player. Another low and inside pitch. Count goes to 2-0. CJ Reed is on deck. When he comes up, that'll be the Larks' third time going with the top of their order. Another low pitch outside, 3-0. And the pitch on the way is outside once again. 4 straight balls and another walk. 2 runners on with 1 out. As CJ Reed comes up to the plate, 1 for 2 today after singling in the first inning on a 1-0 count.
Next up for the Larks, number 1, CJ Reed.
Reed leading off for the Larks tonight. I believe he was primarily played near the bottom of the order last season, but progressed really well late into last season with some strong performances against Liberal and Denver. So he is starting in the top of the order tonight as the first pitch will be called strike 1. Both runners leading off a little bit. And the pitch on the way to Reed will hit him on the thigh, and he will he will get hit by a pitch and go to first base. And the catcher Roberts will have a meeting. With Gifford as the bases are loaded with just 1 away. And it looks like the pitching coach for Dodge City will come out and talk it over. We will step away for a moment. So after that mound meeting for Dodge City, the bases are loaded, one batter away, and now up is Trent Baker. Had 18 RBIs last season, looking to bring in some runs home. He's already gotten a hit tonight, which was a single in the first inning. And he would advance all the way to second base. Count will start 1-0. Looks like we do have a pitcher warming up for Dodge City. We'll try to get a look at who it is. A little hard to read their jerseys with their gold numbers on their white uniforms. Down low, count is 2-0. Runners will lead off, and this one will be fouled on the third base side. Count goes to 2-1 for Trent Baker. Two and one with one out. Gifford kicks and deals. This one a line drive, and this one's going to drop in front of the right fielder and roll all the way back to the wall. One run is in. Two runs are in. Rounding third is C.J. Reed, and he will slide in safely. 3-run RBI on a double for Trent Baker. A base-clearing double for Trent Baker, giving the Larks a 4-1 lead. Now up is Dylan LaRue. And the first pitch will be fouled back as the count goes to 0-1. We'll see how much longer Gifford goes here for Dodge City. They do have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. It's number 23, Jaden Moreno, the senior from Prairie View A&M. So we'll catch the outside, and the count is 1-1. Moreno is listed as an infielder on the Dodge City roster, but is warming up for the A's. And the pitch on the way. This one hit very high up into the air. Left fielder Velasco trying to track it down, and he'll run up and get under it for out number 2. That one was hit sky high, but he was able to track it down, and there's 2 away. Trent Baker at second base, and Lane Sparks will return to the plate. In his first game as a Lark, has already reached base twice tonight and was the first run to cross the plate tonight. He'll take a swing at this one. It'll be hit high in the air on that same side. We'll see if they can track it down. It's the third baseman, Kang, that gets under it, and there is out number 3. But a huge highlight play there for Trent Baker as he gets a 3 RBI double to bring all runners home on bases loaded, and the Larks lead it 4-1. There's a look at your final RMBL standings from last season. The Larks finished 22-6 on the year, giving them their third RMBL championship since joining the league in 2019. Liberal was a close second, and Dodge City was near the bottom in 7th place, so they were a very tough team for the Larks to play last year. And this year, it's actually going to be just 6 teams in the RMBL this season. Both the Fort Collins Foxes and the Western Nebraska Pioneers have left for what is the youngest summer collegiate league in the country, the Front Range League, which is actually not part of the NBC. So they're part of a brand new league with 6 teams in the RMBL this season. 4-1 is the Larks lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Count goes to 2-2 for Jacoby Radcliffe. Apologize for the technical difficulties there, but the count is 2-2 to Jacoby Radcliffe, and we got a new pitcher into the game for the Larks. It is the freshman left-handed pitcher from Hutchinson Community College, Brooks Jones, another new face on the pitcher's mound this season. And this will be a chopper. The second baseman runs up on it, throws it to Babcock at first base, and there is out number 1 of the 4th inning. Brooks Jones played 13 games this season for Hutchinson. Had a 1-1 record and pitched 17 innings. And resides from Lawrence, Kansas. Played for the Lions in high school. And the second the first pitch of the second at bat will be a ball. It's 1-0. Jones gets set, and the pitch on the way. Be inside once again. Count goes to 2-0. Jones, a key player for Hutchinson this season, had 23 strikeouts, only a .277 opponent batting average. He just finished his freshman year with the Blue Dragons, but currently he has an open recruitment because he was committed to Nebraska but would then decommit. So we'll see if he can boost his stock here with the Larks this season and try to boost his stock. And this one we called strike 2 after a check by the first base umpire. 2-2 the count with 1 out. Jones kicks and deals. This one takes a bounce inside and will go away from the catcher, and it's a full count. Lorenzo Rios still behind the plate for the Larks in his first game with the team. Jones delivers, and a swing and a miss, and there is the strikeout. 4th strikeout of the night for the Larks, 3 from Buer, who pitched the first 3 innings, and Jones gets his first strikeout of the season. With 2 outs, that'll bring up Cade Colbreth, the first baseman for the A's. Has been struck out twice tonight, 1 looking and 1 swinging. This one takes a bounce outside away from Rios, and the count is 1-0. Colbreth played at Tallahassee State this last season, was a first-team All-Panhandle Conference selection. Outside once again, count goes to 2-0. One of 2 players for Dodge City to hit a home run so far through these first few games. Inside once again, count goes to 3-0. Three straight balls, and now he'll take a swing at this one. Goes foul, and there's the first strike of the at-bat to Cade Colbreth. Blake Coleman is in the on-deck circle. Isaiah Velasco is in the hole. Jones kicks and deals. And this one is outside, and that should be ball 4. And it took Colbert a second, but according to the umpire's counter, it was ball 4, so he will go to first base.
At the plate, number 24, Blake Coleman.
And that'll bring up Blake Coleman. Sophomore from Arkansas Pine Bluff. Starts with a 1-0 count. Dodge City has a pretty good number of Division I athletes on their roster this season. Almost all of them are residing from the Southwestern Athletic Conference from schools like Prairie View A&M, Florida A&M, and Arkansas Pine Bluff. As Lissy will field this one, he'll make the throw down to first base, and there is out number 3. Cade Colbert is the only runner to get on for Dodge City, and he'll be left stranded with the 3 outs. We'll go to the top of the 5th as the Larks lead at 4-1. We start the top of the 5th inning. Jace Gifford will go back to the mound for Dodge City, and he will face off against Lane Sparks. Down the middle will be called strike 1. Just like we did last season, we did trivia in between innings, except this time we'll do it during the innings. We'll give you the question here in a second after Sparks is at bat. This one is in there for a 1-1 count. On deck is Jackson Babcock. And in the hole is Tabor Stokes. Sparks has reached base twice today with 2 walks and scored the first run of the game in the 3rd inning. The count goes to 1-2. He's proved his case already as a dangerous base runner, has stolen base twice so far, and he had 38 steals this last season with Wharton State. This one a line drive, and we'll go right back to the second baseman, and there is out number 1. So right before Jackson Babcock comes up to the plate, we will give you our trivia question for tonight. The Larks are bringing back a lot of good players for this year's team, but how many do they return? Is it 11, 13, 15, or 17? We will reveal the answer in the bottom half of the next inning. We'll put your Larks knowledge to the test as the count starts off. I believe that was called a strike to Jackson Babcock as the count goes 0-1. And they'll call another one. The count goes to 0-2. We'll see what Gifford can do up in the count here. He's already put 1 away. This one takes a bounce in the dirt. First ball of the at-bat to Jackson Babcock. Mentioned he's a freshman, but was one of the key players for Colorado School of Mines this last year. Got a regional hitter of the week honor and was an RMAC player of the week back on February 25th. And he'll hit this one as the third baseman makes a diving effort for it, but is unable to get a hold of it. And he'll slide in, and that will be called safe. The shortstop dropped it. The throw was there in time, but he couldn't hold on to the ball. And the runner will be at second base. Actually, we apologize. It is now Thomas Lissy up to the plate. It was Jackson Babcock that started the inning. And Tabor Stokes was the one that got that hit. So we apologize for the confusion there. There's one away and Thomas Lissy up to bat. Again, playing very close to the plate. As Gifford takes a look back at second base. And the pitch on the way. This will be called strike one. Lissy's one of the returning players for the Larks. Like we said, we revealed the trivia question. He is a returning player. But how many returning players are there? Like we said, we'll reveal the answer in the bottom of the fifth as Gifford takes a look back to second base, will recollect himself. After time was, I believe time was called there. Oh and 1, one out. A line drive over the head of the shortstop. The center fielder will run up on it, and they'll wave for Tabor Stokes to go home. He will slide in short, but is able to get there just in time. Looked like he slid a little bit too early, but was able to get there just in time. And it's an RBI single for Thomas Lissy. So now up is the catcher, number 21, Lorenzo Rios, from Rice University and comes from Yorkville, Illinois. The only player on this Lark team to come from the state of Illinois. And the count will start off 1-0. Lissy will lead off base a little bit, count, and the ball will drop, and the count, it will drop in there for strike one. Nick Gray is in the on-deck circle. Larks trying to return to the top of their order, which would be the fourth time they'll do that tonight. And the count is now 2-1. Two and one, the count to Rios. And this one will miss, and the count will go to 3-1. And this one will go on the inside. It clips Rios, and he will go to first base on a hit by a pitch. The second Larks player to be hit tonight. The first one was C.J. Reed, and now we can see the pitching coach for the A's making his way to the mound. And can't quite tell who the player is in the bullpen, but he is slowly walking out. That will end the night for Jace Gifford. We'll take a look at who that next pitcher is when we come back.
Larks. Larks.
So Jay Skifford will exit the game for Dodge City after 4 1/3 innings of work, and they will bring in Caden Stewart, the freshman left-handed pitcher from Southern, to take over the relief duties. Down the middle, his first pitch will be strike one. So the first pitch is a strike to the designated hitter, Nick Gray. Listed as a pitcher, but is playing in the designated hitter position. Down low, this one will be called ball one. He's playing this because he was a designated hitter in 2024 when he was playing for Dodge City Community College. Had 17 at-bats and a .350 average. And this one will drop low for ball two. We got one response so far for the trivia question. We'll pull it back up again real fast. Again, how many players do the Larks return from last year's championship team? Is it 11, 13, 15, or 17? We'll reveal it in the bottom of the fifth inning. 2-1 on the way. Goes outside. It gets past the catcher, and all runners will advance. Thomas Lissy to third. Lorenzo Rios to second. Just one away on a 3-1 count. Again, the Larks will return to the top of their order after this at-bat. Pitch on the way from Stewart. Down the middle, but it's up high, and there is the walk. Bases are loaded for the Larks, and now up is number 1, C.J. Reed. He's reached base twice tonight, has a single, and was hit by a pitch in the fourth inning. And he got home on that 3 RBI double by Trent Baker, who is on deck. This one takes a curve on the outside, and there is ball one. C.J. Reed just played his sophomore season for Hutchinson Community College after transferring from Butler, and he'll be on the move once again this year after he announced on March 31st that he is committed to play in the Big Ten at Ohio State. As the count is now listed at 1-1. Stewart gets set and delivers the pitch. This will be a chopper. First baseman runs up on it, but it will take a bounce in foul territory right before he got it. And the count goes to 1-2. Would have scored Thomas Lissy, and it would have been a close play, but C.J. Reed will head back to the plate. So there's a correction in the count now. It's 2-1. Still one away, bases loaded. Pitch on the way to Reed. High and up there, 3-1. And the pitch on the way. Reed will take a swing at this one. It was low and inside. And the count goes to 3-2. Reed had 7 RBIs last season, trying to bring the runners home. It will be high, and he will walk on a full count, and a run will score. That is Thomas Lissy crossing the plate for the second time tonight. And now up is Trent Baker. He had the 3 RBI double, as we mentioned. He also singled in the first inning on the first pitch of his at-bat. We'll see what he does this time around with the bases loaded. And half-hearted swing. This one will be called strike one. Wasn't quite Baker's pitch, but he still has 2 strikes to work with. This one high and up there. First ball of the at-bat to Baker. Larks trying to bat the order here in the 5th inning. They have 2 more after this. The inning started with Jackson Babcock and Dylan LaRue's in the hole, or on deck, and in the hole is Lane Sparks. Baker gets set. The Prairie View A&M Panther will deliver the pitch, and it's inside. Count goes to 2-1. Correction, Caden Stewart is actually from Southern. Same conference, just a different team. He is the part of the Southern Jaguars. He'll deliver the pitch, and a swing and a miss there by Trent Baker. The count moves to 2-2. Larks trying to bring another runner home as they lead 6-1. Two and two on the way. Outside, ball 3. We'll see how Baker approaches this one. He was only walked 10 times last season with the Larks. And we'll see if he can add to his already 3 RBIs. And this one takes a bounce. There is ball 4. Lorenzo Rios will score his first run with the Larks. And now up is Dylan LaRue. And we're going to get a time called by Dodge City. They will go with another mound meeting. We'll step away for a moment. We'll pull back up the trivia question for those of you that still want to put your answers into the comments. So one away as Dylan LaRue comes to the plate for the 4th time tonight. The junior from Cumberland will watch the first one go by for ball 1. And he'll take a swing at this one. It's a chopper to the second baseman. And he will throw it over to first base for out number 2, but another run does score. Runners will go to second and third with 2 away. 8-1 is the Larks' lead as Lane Sparks goes up to the plate. It'll start off strike 1. Pitch on the way. Sparks watches it go by, and it was a little bit low, but they're going to call this one strike 2. Sparks has reached base in his first 2 plate appearances of the season. Both of them have been walks. We'll see if he can get on as he's down 0-2. Pitch on the way. Outside, and there's ball 1. And he'll take a swing at this one. Fouled back, count stays 1-2. Sparks had 27 RBIs this season with Wharton State. As he's got the two runners in scoring position, trying to bring him home. Pitch on the way. This one's a hard hit ball into center field. Radcliffe has to run back just a little bit, but he's going to get under this one, and there's out number 3. But another big inning for the Larks. They score 4 runners, Tabor Stokes, Thomas Lissy, Lorenzo Rios, and Nick Gray, and only leave 2 stranded as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Larks 8, A's 1. Back here at Cavalier Field in Dodge City, Kansas, the Larks score 4 runs in the 5th inning and lead the A's 8-1. As they'll bring up their 5, 6, 7 batters to face off against Brooks Jones, the freshman from Hutchinson Community College. We'll start it off with a ball. It's 1-0. Going up against number 15, Isaiah Velasco. There is ball 2. On deck is Kane Carlos. In the hole is Ren Buckley. There is ball 3 to Isaiah Velasco. 1 for 2 in tonight's game with a single in the 1st inning and a fly out to center field in the 3rd inning. Dodge has gotten a runner on in every inning so far. There's the count at 3-1 with the first strike of the at-bat. They had a walk in the last inning, which would be their only runner to get on, and now there's another walk as Isaiah Velasco will head to first base. And here we'll reveal the answer to the trivia question. I see a bunch of different answers in the live chat. The question again was, how many players did the Larks return from last year's championship team? Saw a lot of 11s, a 15, and a 13 in there. And the correct answer is 13. The Larks returned 13 of the 28 players that saw time last season. So 13 was the correct answer. We got one person in there that got it right. Deirdre Duncan. I apologize if I pronounced that name wrong, but it's 1-0 in the count now to Kane Carlos. Counts now 2-0, and Lorenzo Rios will head to the pitcher's mound to have a meeting. Should expect the Larks to keep pitching Brooks Jones. If they want to get experience, they can. This is, again, a non-league game to start the season. Larks always start with 2 non-league games like they did last year. They came here to Dodge City and got beat, but they're getting revenge this year in the season opener, leading 8-1. No outs on a 2-0 count. And there is strike one to Kane Carlos. Ren Buckley is on deck, and in the hole is Dominic Roberts. And this one will be fouled back. It will go over the Larks dugout here on the first base side, and the count goes to 2-2. As Dodge tries to make a comeback effort. And trying to avoid an 0-2 start against RMBL teams. I'm not sure if their first game against Liberal, or their game last night, that is, against Liberal counted for league or if it was non-league. They won their first games against the Great Bend Batcats 8-3 and 15-12, and then lost to Liberal last night 2-3. And they now trail the Larks 8-1 as it's a full count to Kane Carlos. And this one will catch the outside corner, and there is a strikeout on a full count. One down with a runner at first base, and now up is Ren Buckley. The designated hitter has reached base once tonight for a single, advances second on a pass ball, and then he would remain stranded there in the third inning as the count will start off 1-0. See that comment in the live stream. Not sure if that's directed towards me, but I'll list out the 13 returning players in just a little bit. Probably do that in between innings. And again, to the fans, continue to leave comments in the live chat. We want to know how we can improve the viewing experience for you guys this season. Like I said, this is my first time commentating the Hayes Larks. I want to know how I can make your guys' experience better. So the count is 2-1. And there it's called strike two with one away. Brooks Jones looking for back-to-back strikeouts. 2-2 on the way from Jones. This one will be a pop-up on the infield. Lorenzo Rios gets up, and oh, that was actually not a pop-out. It took a hit on the ground, and it was called foul, actually. So Ryan Buckley will return to the plate. So 2-2 with one out. Larks still ahead 8-1. And a swing and a miss. There is the strikeout to Ryan Buckley, and there is two away. So back-to-back strikeouts for Brooks Jones, one looking, one swinging, and now up is Dominic Roberts for the A's. Sophomore out of Lake Erie College. Plays both catcher and outfield, and is from Powell, Ohio. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Count goes to 0-1. Ethan Kang is on deck, and in the hole is Jacoby Radcliffe. Jones gets set, pitch on the way. And there is strike number two. And here's the pitch on the way. This one takes a bounce in the dirt. Rios will pick it up, and I think he was trying to bait the runner a little bit into trying to go. As he kind of hesitated for a second, but it will be 1-2. And here's the swing. It rolls towards second base where C.J. Reed will pick it up. We'll get the throw down to Jackson Babcock, and there is out number 3. Isaiah Velasco walks to start the inning. 2 strikeouts follow after that, and Dominic Roberts gets out on the ground out. As we go to the top of the 6th inning, it's Larks 8, A's 1.
Get yourself some raffle tickets.
We head to the top of the 6th inning. Larks still in front 8-1, and I'll answer that one comment. There are 13 players returning for the Larks this season. Looking at it, it's C.J. Reed, Trent Baker, Ray Jesse, Tabor Stokes, Caleb Duncan, Thomas Lissy, Seth Lee, Adrian Najjar, Garrett Hicks. Garrett Gruhl will be returning with the team this season. And then Nolan Wilson, Kevin Goss, and Dalton Campbell round that out. Count starts 1-0 to Jackson Babcock. There it is, ball 2 as it takes a bounce in the dirt. Takes a swing and a miss at this one. Count goes to 2-1. Babcock has walked tonight and also put the ball in play twice. And he'll take a hard swing at this one. This one going to go over the head of the right fielder as he's headed to the outfield. This one will take a bounce off the wall just a little to the right of the 348 mark. Had a chance to go over the fence, just didn't have enough power. But there, Jackson Babcock gets his first hit with the Larks. It is a double, and now up is Tabor Stokes.
Number 6, Tabor Stokes.
So Tabor Stokes up to the plate. 1 for 3 in tonight's game. Had a double, in the 5th inning. And would eventually get home to give the Larks a 5-0 lead. There in the first pitch, called strike 1 on a curveball. Oh, 0-1 to Stokes. He'll take a hard swing at this one. As he misses, the count goes to 0-2. Jackson Babcock will lead off second base as the 2 middle infielders are taking some steps back. The count goes to 1-2 on the first ball of the at-bat. Pitch on the way from Stewart will be fouled back. And the count goes to 1-2. might have messed with our camera a little bit, so we'll just have to bear with it for the rest of the night. And the pitch on the way to Stokes is up high. He'll leave it up there, and it goes to 2-2. Again, Stokes had the double in his previous at-bat in the 5th inning. Had a 277 average with the Larks last season. And he'll take a hard swing at this one. This one will be popped up into the air. Third baseman will track it down as the third base coach, Andy Luton, gets out of the way. And there is out number 1. With 1 away, that'll bring up Thomas Lissy, the third baseman. Played this last season, like we said, at Incarnate Word. Played his first 2 seasons with the Houston Cougars. And tonight he's gotten on in his previous 2 at-bats through a walk and a single. Takes a hard swing and misses the first pitch of the at-bat. And the count is 0-1. Renzo Rios on deck, Nick Gray in the hole. Pitch on the way. This one a line drive, and the shortstop tried to track it down but can't. Babcock will round third base but will be held up there. It'll be a single for Thomas Lissy. So just 1 away. Larks leading by 7. They advance runners once again as Lissy reaches base for the 3rd time in a row. And now up is the catcher, number 21, Lorenzo Rios. Another Lark batter batting in the left-handed batter's box against the right-handed pitcher, Caden Stewart. And this one will be a ball as Thomas Lissy was beginning to run to second base but stopped as the catcher looked back at him. And Rios takes a hard swing at the second pitch. This one will be fouled back. Count goes to 1-1. Nick Gray is on deck in the hole. C.J. Reed. And there is ball number 2. Pitcher gets set, delivers, and they'll call this one strike 2. Bit of a delay before it was called. It looked like it was close to the outside, but it will be called strike 2 to Lorenzo Rios. Trying to bring the runner at third home, Jackson Babcock, and this will be fouled back. And that will be, and the count will stay at 2-2. Rios takes a swing at this one. This one headed towards foul territory, and that is where it will land as it goes to the grass area here on the left foul line side here at Cavalier Field. It's now 6 pitches in this at-bat for Lorenzo Rios. Trying to bring another runner home as the Larks still have the 8-1 lead. There is ball 3. This game will not impact the Larks' league record as it's listed as a non-league game, but it's a great way to start the season. A lot of young experience while also bringing back some guys from last year's team. Frank Leo even said it to the host families last night that it's going to take some time, but this is a great way to start the season, especially with a lot of guys still waiting to come in, as it's a full count walk for Lorenzo Rios. And The bases are loaded once again with one out. And adding on to what Frank Leo said about how they're waiting for some guys to come in, how it's going to take some time for this team to fully develop into what it can be. The Larks will bring back many notable players, such as Garrett Gruhl was a late addition, is playing in the NCAA Super Regional for UTSA, who came out of nowhere from the Austin Regional, getting wins against K-State and Texas, and able to advance. So 1-0 count with one out to Nick Gray. There's also one other Lark playing in the Super Regional. That is number 7 Mason Hamlin, a newcomer for this team. Or correction, he was in the regional. He will join the team at a later date. The other Lark playing in the Super Regional is number 18 Garrett Hicks for Arizona. So those will be some huge players for the Larks, and we'll see them at a later date. As the count goes now to 2-1 as Nick Gray takes a swing and a miss. Larks will return to the top of their order after this. Pitch on the way to Gray. It is low and inside, but it'll be called strike 2. One out, bases loaded. Stewart delivers the pitch. Hard swing, but it's missed there by Nick Gray, and there's out number 2. So C.J. Reed will head up to the plate. He's reached base 3 times tonight. Hit by a pitch, a walk, and a single in the first inning. He batted near the bottom of the order last season for the Larks, but had some huge games at the end of the season, and he'll hit this one high in the air, and this one will drop into the 330 mark of the outfield, and they will call this one foul. Very, very close play. It's a 330 foul marker here at Cavalier Field. It looks like it just barely hit the outside of the wall. And the count will start 0-1 to C.J. Reed. As I was saying, he batted near the bottom of the order for the Larks last season, but had some big games near the end of the year and he also had a big season with Hutchinson Community College. Those games that we point out for him were against Liberal, where he had 3 hits on July 10th, 2 runs scored on July 17th, and then also had a huge game against the Denver Cougars on July 20th, where he had 2 runs and 2 walks. Count is now 0-2 to C.J. Reed. With 2 away. Stewart will deliver the pitch. And Reed will leave it up there for ball 1. Larks trying to build their lead. Pitch on the way to Reed. On the outside, the catcher tried to frame it, but that is ball number 2. It was the all-GMAC academic selection, Roberts at catcher, trying to frame it. Reed trying to continue his success in tonight's game. As the pitch is on the way, he'll take a swing at this one, and he misses for the strikeout. Larks still lead it, though, 8-1 after getting the bases loaded once again. And we go to the final 3 innings of the correction, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and we'll see what the A's do. In the bottom of the sixth inning, it will be the 9-1-2 batters here for Dodge City, as Brooks Jones back to the mound, and he'll face off against Ethan King to start the inning. Count will start off 1-0. King 1 for 2 in tonight's game, singled in the second inning, and then had the pop out in foul territory to the first baseman in the third inning. And the count is now 2-0. This one will go just barely outside, and it's a 3-0 count to the third baseman. And Jones will deliver this one. It takes a bounce down low. There is ball 4. It's another leadoff runner for Dodge City as they go back to the top of the order. Here is the center fielder, number 15, Jacoby Radcliffe. Team leader in runs and stolen bases. Entering this game, had 4 coming into the game, and has 3 stolen bases. Junior outfielder from Southern University. Watches the first one go by for strike 1. Has lettered twice through his first 2 years with the Jaguars. With no outs, the count is 0-1. Yeah, and he'll take a swing at this one as it curves on the outside. Count goes to 0-2. Radcliffe is 1 for 3 on the day. His only time getting on was a bunt on an 0-1 count in the second inning. Jones looks back and a swing and a miss. There is the strikeout to Jacoby Radcliffe. Fourth strikeout of the game for Brooks Jones in his first game with the Larks. And with 1 away, that'll bring up Edward Gregory Jr. Reaching on an error in the first inning and then has struck out in his previous 2 at-bats. Jones will deliver the pitch. This one will be fouled off towards the A's dugout, and the count is now 0-1. The A's have gone through 2 pitchers so far in tonight's game. It's Jace Gifford and Caden Stewart. They now have a new guy warming up in the bullpen. We'll take a look at it in just a second, but for now we'll focus on our action. This one a hard hit line drive into center field. Baker going to try to run up on it, and he just stops, and this one will bounce past him. Runner will round second base. A throw to Tabor Stokes, and this one will be a double for the A's. Baker was running up on it but decided to play it safe. And with runners at second and third base with 1 away, that'll bring the A's to the third batter in their lineup, Cade Colbreth. Reached base for the first time tonight in his previous plate appearance in the 4th inning. 2 strikeouts so far, and also and in the 4th inning he walked. This one will go outside for ball 1. Can't quite make out who that is warming up in Dodge City's bullpen. The Larks, however, do have a player of their own warming up now. That is number 32, Dalton Campbell. So a 2-0 count with 1 out to Cade Colbreth. And this one will be fouled back. Camera's still taking some damage tonight. Count is now 2-1. And this one will be fouled back. Rolling towards the Hayes Larks dugout. The count is 2-2. As the A's trying to bring home their first run since the first inning when they scored Edward Gregory Jr. He is currently at second base. Ethan Kang is at third. And this one will be fouled back once again. Count stays 2-2. Jones looking for another strikeout. Gets set and delivers the pitch. On the outside, count goes to 3-2. Be interesting to see when the Larks decide to bring Dalton Campbell in. He's warming up in the bullpen right now. And this one will go on the outside. There is ball 4 to Cade Colbreth. So it's bases loaded for the A's with just one away as they bring up Blake Coleman. Coleman has reached base once tonight and has gotten out on his 2 previous at-bats. As this one will be a swing, second baseman runs up on it. There's the throw to Stokes. He'll throw back over to first base, and the Larks get the double play to end the inning. Dodge City got the bases loaded once again, but for the 3rd time tonight, they leave 3 runners stranded. As we go to the top of the 7th inning, Larks still leading it in their season opener. New pitcher into the game for Dodge City as Caden Stewart will exit after pitching an inning and 2/3. Another player for Dodge City will be making his first appearance of the season. It is Eric Mendoza, the freshman from Dodge City Community College. And this first pitch will go inside for ball 1. He will face off against number 2, Trent Baker. 4 RBIs so far for him on the day, 2 hits and a walk. All those RBIs have been in his 2 previous at-bats. And there it is, ball 2. Larks still warming up a pitcher in their bullpen. It's still Dalton Campbell. Count now goes to 3-0. From the way I see it, all of Dodge's pitchers tonight have been right-handed pitchers, and for the Larks, all of theirs have been left-handed. Here against Eric Mendoza, there's a 4-pitch walk for Trent Baker. So Trent Baker gets on, and now up is the left fielder, number 26, Dylan LaRue. He's put the ball in play 4 times tonight. It's been his last season with the Cumberland Phoenix at the NAIA level. And this one will be called strike 1. LaRue played his first 2 seasons with the Houston Christian Huskies. Had some good seasons, but really had his breakout year here with Cumberland, getting 62 hits and having a .288 average, with also 38 runs scored as he fouls this one. The count is 0-2. And they'll give a sec for the catcher, Roberts. I believe he got hit by the ball on the foul ball there. So they'll give him a second. So Roberts still taking his time. And he will squat down and go back to his position as a catcher. The count is 0-2 to Dylan LaRue. And this one high and outside. There's the first ball of the at-bat. Lane Sparks again is on deck for the Larks, and in the hole is Jackson Babcock. Pitch on the way from Mendoza. A hard swing there from LaRue, but he misses, and there is out number 1. And now Lane Sparks, the right fielder, will head back to the plate. Has 2 walks so far in this game. Again, he scored the first run of the season in the 3rd inning. And also flew out to center field in the 5th inning. So we'll go inside. There is a 1-0 count to start. One out so far. And this one down low as the count goes to 2-0. Larks trying to build on their lead, potentially get a run rule here in the season opener. They'd have to put up 3 runs and then hold the A's in the next inning if they want to do that. And this will be a throwback to first base, but Trent Baker slides back in safely. Baker, a 3-year veteran for the Larks, has reached base 4 times in the season opener tonight. Pitch on the way, goes down low, 2-0. Or correction, the count is actually 3-0. It was listed as 2-0 on the scoreboard in left field. And this one will go inside. There is another 4-pitch walk. Baker will go to second base. And we'll see what Jackson Babcock can do as he tries to bring in another runner. had that huge hit in his previous at-bat in the 6th inning. It went all the way to the 348 mark in right field here at Cavalier Field. But the wind, I don't think the wind really had an impact on it, as it's only going 10 miles per hour right now. But that was a hard hit ball that just landed below the top of the fence, off the wall. But that was Babcock's first hit of the season, as he looks to get on once again with runners at first and second, one away. Hard hit ball. The first baseman will miss it. This should bring a run home as they'll wave home Trent Baker. And he will get there in plenty of time as the ball goes away from the catcher. Larks lead at 9-1. Lane Sparks will advance to third base as Babcock stays put at first. So 9-1 is the Larks lead as Tabor Stokes will return to the plate. So we'll go inside once again. This one will be called strike one. Shortstop batting in the right-handed box. The pitch will bounce in the dirt for ball one. It's the 5th time Stokes has came up to the plate tonight. Again, Thomas Lissy from Incarnate Word is in the on-deck circle. This one, half-hearted swing, will go into foul territory. Count moves to 1-2. One away. Stokes trying to fight back, and they'll get it on the outside. There is the strikeout. So with 2 away, that will bring up Thomas Lissy, the third baseman. Scored 2 runs in tonight's game. Scored in the 4th and the 5th, and had a single where he'd get all the way to second base in the 6th inning. This one's outside for ball one to Lissy. Playing at third base tonight. He played at third base and shortstop in his sophomore season with the Houston Cougars. But this last season with Incarnate Word in that season, he was used as a defensive substitute at first base. This one a high fly ball into right field, but not enough power on it. There is out number 3. The Larks score number 1 as Trent Baker crosses the plate on an RBI single. And we'll see how they close things out as they lead it going into the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher into the game for the Larks as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. That is the only pitcher appearing tonight that is a returner to the team. It's number 32, Dalton Campbell. And his first pitch will go outside but it will be called strike one. Looked like it was going outside, but the umpire is going to call it strike one. Dalton Campbell made 10 appearances with the Larks last season. As the count goes to 1-1, missing that one outside. Just finished playing for his 3rd different college with Oklahoma City. Spent time at Western Oklahoma State and as well as Hill College. As the count will move to 1-2. Campbell had many great games with the Larks last season. Made his presence known in that start. We'll take a look at that in a second. As he fields this one, he will run all the way to first base and get the out. Just picked it up and decided to sprint all the way to first base and do it all himself for the first out. Campbell went 6-0 last season with the Larks in 11 games played. Starting off with the Denver Cougars on June 8th and then really picked it up in that series with the Colorado Rough Riders on June 14th, getting 5 strikeouts and the win and holding the Rough Riders to 0 runs. Count is now 1-0 to Kane Carlos, the second baseman. And inside once again, the count is 2-0. Campbell will deliver the pitch. This one will go outside. Count moves to 3-0. Facing off against Kane Carlos. Has reached base once tonight on a fielder's choice, but has gotten out in his 2 previous at-bats. There is strike number 2. Or correction, that'll move the count to 3-1. And this one will ground past Campbell. Second baseman Reed runs up on it, and there is out number 2. So with Kane Carlos away, that'll bring up the designated hitter, number 10, Ryan Buckley. Out of Lake Erie College. 1 for 3 for him in tonight's game. And there is strike 1. In the on-deck circle is Dominic Roberts, the catcher wearing number 4. The third baseman, Ethan Kang, is in the hole. Another swing and a miss there. The count goes to 0-2. As Campbell looks for his first strikeout of the season, after he got 47 with the Larks last season, averaging just a little 1 per inning. Buckley will watch this one go by. There's the first ball. One and 2 with 2 outs. Campbell kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, and there is the strikeout to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the A's the first time tonight. And now we'll see what the Larks do in the top of the 8th when we come back. to the catcher. Out of play. Strike number 2. We apologize again for the technical difficulties. There was out number 1 by Lorenzo Rios. And now up is Nick Gray, the designated hitter.
Now batting for the Larks, number 14, Nick Gray.
Scored 2 runs so far in tonight's game. He's also reached base in his first at bat through a 2-1 single. Count is now 0-1. Count now 1-1. We see your guys' comments about the net. We're going to try to get it fixed here in just a little bit. Again, we apologize. It's just a one-man crew tonight, so we'll try to fix it when we get the opportunity. But it's now a 2-1 count with 1 away. Now a 3-1 count to the Angelo State Ram, Nick Gray. Watch this one go by as well. A 3-1 walk. So with 1 away, Larks will go back to the top of their order for the 6th time tonight and bring up C.J. Reed. And there is ball 1. This one takes a bounce down low. The count goes to 2-0. I'm going to step away for a moment. We're going to try to run down to the field and try to get the camera fixed. So we got the camera fixed, but that will be the end of the top of the 8th inning. Still 9-1, and we'll be back in a moment.
All right, here we go.
Go to their third relief pitcher of the game as number 24, Julio Ramos, will make his first appearance of the night after Dalton Campbell just goes for 1 inning tonight. Count will start off 1-0 against Dominic Roberts. Just 1 inning, but Dalton Campbell gets another strikeout after getting quite a few of them last season. And there is the first strike to Dominic Roberts, and the count is now 1-1. This one will go by. Count moves to 2-1. Ramos just played his first year of Division I baseball as with the Lamar Cardinals. Junior started his first 2 years at New Mexico Military Institute. This one will be a hit going back to Ramos, and he'll throw down to Babcock at first base for out number 1. As the A's trying to fight back with 1 away, trailing 9-1. It's a promising start for the Larks, as, like I mentioned earlier, Frank Leo said that this team isn't going to be at full strength at the start because there's still guys coming in and still playing postseason baseball. This is a good start to the Larks season, getting out to a big lead against the A's. Doing well in both the bottom and the top half of each inning. So the count 1-0 to the third baseman, Ethan King. And there the count is now 2-0 as this one will go by. King just played his first year with the Colorado Christian Cougars at the Division II level. Spent 2 years with Los Angeles Harbor College as he swings and misses at that one. He's actually listed as the LAHC Athlete of the Year in his sophomore year. And he'll check his swing there, but they don't even have to point down to first base. That's a swing and a miss for strike 2. One away, Ramos delivers the pitch. It is in there for strike 3. 2 away on a strikeout, looking the 9th strikeout of the night for the Larks pitching. And we'll go back to the top of the order. Here is number 15, Jacoby Radcliffe. He's only reached base 1 time tonight through a bunt. He's put the ball in play in the 1st and 4th inning and struck out in his previous at-bat in the 6th inning. Count is now 1-0. This one will go low once again. Count goes to 2-0. This one popped up into the air. Third baseman and shortstop trying to track it down. It's actually going to be the left fielder, Dylan LaRue, that will run up to it and get out number 3. Back-to-back 3-up, 3-down innings for Dodge City as we go to the top of the 9th inning as the Larks look to put it away and get a win to start the season. Eric Mendoza back to the mound for Dodge City as we get set to start the 9th and final inning of the night. As the Larks will go with their 3, 4, 5 batters here as Dylan LaRue will lead off the inning. So we'll go up high for ball 1. Reading that comment, yes, pitching should be really good this year. They're bringing in a lot of talented guys. As we mentioned, Garrett Hicks is returning to the team this year, an All-American for the NBC, though he will join the team at a later date because Arizona is in the NCAA Super Regional. Count is now 3-0 for Mendoza against LaRue. We also have Trent Baker on this team this year that plays in the outfield but can also be used as a pitcher. And there is strike 1 to Dylan LaRue. Also some veterans, Nolan Wilson and Kevin Goss, as well as Dalton Campbell back on the team this year, as Dylan LaRue gets a 5-pitch walk. So a runner at first base, and that will bring up Lane Sparks. The right fielder has reached base 3 times tonight. All of those have been walks. Watch this one go by for ball 1. LaRue will lead off. And this one was low and outside, but they're going to call it strike 1. One pitch on the way. This one fouled back. And thought that disconnected our camera for a sec. Think it's going to be fine. There's a little bit of netting on the right side, but we're in the 9th inning, and we'll probably just leave it there. It's a 2-2 count now to Lane Sparks. See what he does when he gets on base. We've already seen how dangerous of a base runner he is, especially after the year that he had at Wharton State. There is ball number 3. Full count pitch. This one is fouled back and over the press box. Sparks will stay alive on a full count. And this one will get in there. There is the strikeout to Lane Sparks on a full count. 7-pitch at bat with 1 away there. And now up is Jackson Babcock. He's reached base in his 2 previous at bats, a double and a single. He's a young player, but is a dangerous hitter, as we saw on that double earlier in the game. Start off 0-1. And this one fouled off the right side. Count goes to, we'll move to 0-2 for Jackson Babcock. Babcock having to fight back, trying to advance the runner and build on the Larks' lead. There's the first ball. In the on-deck circle, Tabor Stokes and the hole, Thomas Lissy. And a swing here from Babcock. Looking like it's going to go out of play, and it takes a bounce on the top of the fence. Basically in the Dodge City bullpen, as Babcock stays alive in his at-bat. Babcock had a .374 batting average this season with Colorado School of Mines. The 1-2 count trying to fight back. This one well outside, ball 2. He was down 0-2 early. Now Mendoza takes a look back at first base. Pitch on the way, another hard hit ball, but this one going to go into foul territory. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up next. Against the Dodge City Community College pitcher Eric Mendoza. Listed as an infielder, but tonight is the 3rd pitcher tonight for the A's. This one a line drive going towards center field, and Radcliffe will slow down and just let it bounce in front of him. There's another single for Jackson Babcock. Dylan LaRue will advance to second base, and the Larks will bring up the Hutchinson Blue Dragon, Tabor Stokes. Scored once tonight when that was from a double in the 5th inning, which he and he would eventually get home in that inning. This one down the middle, strike 1. Runners leading off. Hard hit ball into center field. Radcliffe will chase this one down as he gets under it. There is out number 2. So both runners will stay put. And now Thomas Lissy will come up to the plate for the 6th time in tonight's game. Two for 4 in tonight's game because of that walk in the 4th inning where he would eventually score. He also scored in the 5th inning where he had an RBI single that brought home Tabor Stokes. He is currently at first base, and at second is Dylan LaRue. There's strike 1. Lissy again playing very close to the plate. There's a swing and a miss, 0-2. First time Lissy's been faced with an 0-2 count in tonight's game. As the pitch on the way, he'll watch this one go by just a little bit outside. There's the first ball. Pitcher takes a look back. This one outside once again. There's ball 2. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here for the A's, trying to end the damage that the Larks have caused to them. And there's ball 3. Full count with 2 away, runners at first and second. Pitch on the way to Lissy. Chopper to the first base side. Colbreth will field this one, and there is out number 3. Larks get 2 runners on base, but that is all that they can do. But they got the 8-run lead. We're headed into the final inning, and the Larks will be looking for a season opening win. We'll be back in a moment. Just 3 outs to go, and Julio Ramos will return to the mound to try to put the game away as he will face off against the 2-3-4 batters for the A's, starting off against the shortstop Edward Gregory Jr. And the first one will be called strike one. Edward Gregory Jr., an infielder from Southern University. Played there this season after transferring from SWAC rival Jackson State. Count now moves to 0-2. And this one, a line drive into center field. Baker will have to run up on this one, and there's the hit. So it's a leadoff single here in the 9th inning for the A's, their first hit since the 6th inning. And now up is the third batter in the lineup, Cade Colbreth. The first team all Panhandle selection at Tallahassee State. So far in this game, struck out in his first 2 at-bats and then walked in his last 2 plate appearances in the 4th and 6th inning. Edward Gregory Jr. at first base leading off the bag. Pitch on the way is down low, but it will be called strike one. Oh and 1, no outs. Ramos gets set, and a swing and a miss. There is strike number 2. Ramos has already gotten 1 strikeout in this game, and there is number 2. 3 straight strikes to Cade Colbreth. There is out number 1. One away, 1 runner at first base, and now up is Blake Coleman, the right fielder, wearing number 24. Or a correction, actually, now it's going to be a substitution, or a pinch hitter, that is, and that's number 9, Zach Hoskins, the junior outfielder from Lake Erie College. Hoskins is making his first appearance this season. And this one will hit him on the shoulder, or on the elbow. So in his first pitch of the season will get hit and will head to first base, and the runner will, Edward Gregory Jr. will advance to second. So now up is Isaiah Velasco, the left fielder. He's gone in a pattern so far tonight. Singled, flew out, walked, and grounded out to the ground, or had a fly out to the pitcher. Or no, it was a ground out to the pitcher. I apologize. This one will be called strike one. The A's fans hoping that pattern continues of him getting on base. Second pitch will be dropped, and this will be a throw down to third base, and the runner will get there safely. It is Gregory Jr. getting the steal, his second one of the night. Count will go to 1-1 as Hoskins will also advance to second. And this one fouled back off the pole. This will make the count 1-2. Dodge trying to get a miracle comeback right here with the count now 1-2. Inside, it'll move. There's ball number 2 to Velasco. We're again seeing another batter play very close to the plate. This one is inside, and this one will be called ball 3. runners in scoring position as Velasco trying to keep the game alive. This will be a hard hit ball into center field. Baker's got to run back just a little bit, and he makes the catch, but that will be a sacrifice fly. And that will bring a run home. Edward Gregory Jr. will cross the plate, and Zach Hoskins will advance to third. So the Larks just need one more out to start their season off with a win. And Julio Ramos will face off against Kane Carlos, the second baseman. He reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning, but has gotten out on his 3 previous at-bats. Flew out to the center field, struck out looking, and also grounded out to C.J. Reed at second base. There's ball 1. This one fouled back out of play. One and one is the count. They'll call time for a moment. Ramos delivers the pitch. Puts it high and outside. There is ball number 2. Yeah, we're going to get time from the umpire. As Carlos will go back into the box. So just one more strike to go here for Julio Ramos against Kane Carlos to give the Larks a season-opening win. This one, a slow roller. Tabor Stokes will run up on this one, throw down to first base. Babcock reaches out, and there it is in time for out number 3, and that will end the game. The Larks win it by a final score of 9-2. It was a little bit of a slow start. Dodge City got the first run of the game. The Larks wouldn't score until the 3rd inning, but once they got to the 4th and 5th inning, that was when things really took off. Thomas Lissy got on through the walk, and Nick Gray would be walked as well. And it was that 3 RBI double by Trent Baker that really got things going. The Larks would also score 3 runs in the 4th inning. In the 5th inning, the Larks scored a total of 4 runs, thanks to some big hits from Tabor Stokes as well as Thomas Lissy. And then they were able to control their own destiny from that point out as they took the 8-1 lead. They would then score again in the 7th inning with Trent Baker getting on through a walk, and then eventually being brought home by Jackson Babcock. And for the A's, they had 3 pitchers throw tonight. They both they started with Jace Gifford, the Dodge City High School junior, and he had a good start. But then once the Larks really got things going, there was nothing that they could really do. And for the Larks pitching, it was a strong day. Braxton Buer getting his first start as a Lark, going 3 innings of work, getting 3 strikeouts. Brooks Jones would come in after that, getting hit with his first game as a Lark. Also pitching 3 innings, getting 4 strikeouts on the day and only allowing 1 hit. Dalton Campbell, the only returning Lark that pitched tonight, threw for 1 inning and was able to record a strikeout. And Julio Ramos comes in and pitches the final 2 innings, and the Larks win it by a final score of 9-1. A very strong performance, and it says a lot about this team. It doesn't matter how many players are on the roster. They're going to come in and they're going to show up every night. And it's a season-opening win. And we will see you all tomorrow night as the Larks will face off against the Newton Rebels. That one will be a 7 o'clock start time. We will note that there is a chance for storms in the area around Newton, so we'll keep you updated as to how that stream will work if we do get postponements and some storms in the area. But we'll keep you all updated. Again, the Larks win it by a final score of 9-1, starting the season 1-0, and the A's will drop to 2-2. Thank you all for listening, and ladies and gentlemen, good night.